surprised that after the week of violence we've seen, most Americans believe race relations in this country are the worst they've been in years. According to a CBS and New York Times poll, 69% say race relations are poor. 6 out of 10 say things are getting worse. That's up nearly 40% from just a year ago. The racial strife in the poll matched the same levels as those during the LA riots over the Rodney King beating case back in 1992. That poll was taken in between the time of the Baton Rouge shooting, the Minnesota shooting, and the ambush on police officers last Friday in Dallas. The funeral for Philando Castile, the man killed in Minnesota, is today. All of these events are fueling conversations across the country, including right here in Houston. Melissa Correa is at 97.9 The Box with more on that right now. Melissa.
Hey, good morning to you, Lily. The Mad Hatter Morning Show just went on air this morning. I'm joined with Morning Show DJ J Mac. We're talking about everything that's been going on, the conversation that you all have sparked on the local level when it comes to race relations. What are some of the more specific points, the things that listeners are considering as we talk about all of this?
Check this out. I have a friend who says, you know what? My wife just doesn't understand. He's black, she's white. So she doesn't understand the plight of being a black man getting pulled over by the police. So he says he has to go home to explain to her, you know, it's really bad out there because she doesn't get it. She's in a different world from him.
You know, you're in front of the microphone, J-Mac. You are a black man. How do you describe what it's like to live here in this country to all sorts of listeners from different ethnicities and backgrounds?
Well, you know what? I've never been afraid to drive in my car. I never thought that I was being harassed. But lately, I have been scared, you know, because I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be the next person or if I'm going to make it to work in the morning.
And how do you take those concerns and turn it into a conversation?
Well, you know what? Since I've been out there in the streets, you know, it's easy. We open up the lines up here at the Mad Hatter Morning Show and give people the opportunity to voice their frustration.
And talk to me about that. I mean, you all open up your phone lines to all sorts of topics. When it comes to race relations in America, how popular is it? Are the lines basically blowing up?
The lines are blowing up. The lines are so hot because you know what? On this morning show right here is very diverse. We have Jimbo, who's white. We have Cooper, who is an Indian. I mean, it's so diverse. And this is what people want to talk about now. You know, we talk about many things, but they really want to talk about what's going on in the community.
Got it. And how do you think the conversation has changed over the course of the last week? Have some of the comments changed? Does it seem like people are willing to talk about this openly now?
Oh, yeah. They're ready to talk about it. Still frustrated because we look on the news and we see something happen every single day, you know. But you know what? When they're talking, at least we have an opportunity to make it better.
And do you feel like this is maybe part of your obligation? You were talking to us at 4:30 about you all have a social responsibility to bring these things up for discussion.
I always feel like, you know, as part of a radio station and a station that's deeply in the community, this is your responsibility, at least to open your lines so you can engage in conversation.
You know, and they're talking about this on their radio airwaves and here at KHOU 11. In fact, this morning, this is going to be one of the topics that the Mad Hatter Morning Show has on their list of discussions. We're going to be listening in as some of the listeners call in, hear what they say at 6 a.m. Hopefully, we'll have some new perspective on what folks are thinking about when it comes to race relations in America 1 week after Dallas. Ron, Lily, back to you all.
All right, let that dialogue continue. Melissa, thank you so much.
Keep the conversation going. Let's go.